Oh, we are here in this gorgeous morning with Miss Michelle Hammond. And I hope I said that correct.
You're correct.
Because
You're correct.
I'm always butchering names. And like always, your host with the most. My name is Milagros Richards, and you are watching Step Into Change. I decided to be outdoors today. Michelle said, "Oh, I wish I could be outside today." Um,
Yes.
but I wanted to do something a little different because I'm always filming indoors. And of course, you will hear the nature and everything that is going on around in this area, which it also makes it amazing and interesting. So we also noticed and that this morning we are matching colors, which it was
Yes.
interesting.
Representing.
Yes, and we didn't even plan this. So when we saw each other this morning after so much difficulty with technology, I went, "Oh, we have the same color shirt." And she goes, "Oh yeah, I did it because that's the color of the book and all of that." So I said I had no idea. I was just putting something on this morning.
Hey, great minds think alike. Great minds
That's
think alike.
right.
That's
And
the A.
speaking of great minds think alike, we have a book coming up. The online launch is going to be December 1st, and Michelle is here to talk to you about this book because she is the mastermind behind all of this, and she has done an amazing job in getting 13 collaborators, 13 writers, 13 amazing people of all works of life, and to putting this book together. So with further ado, I'm going to let her introduce the book and why this book.
Well, first of all, Millie, I'd like to say thank you for having me on your platform to come on today and talk about the book. I think it's how this book came about is I've been in the coaching field for more than like 12 years. And I can remember how in the beginning when I was going through my coaching program that, people were like, it's not really, people don't really look into it. But now I see it such booming, like a booming business. You have a coach in every area. I'm a coach if you know how to want to drop a pin, and, and, it just laid on my heart that, there are so many coaches out here. To be honest, there's really not a governance. I mean, only the International Coaching Federation is. You really don't have to be licensed per se as a coach. But, I think that people need to be aware of when you looking for coaches and, you need to have ones that's really authentic. So to say that, the title of the book is Silhouettes of Strategies from Authentic Coaches for the Mind, Body, and Soul. So what does that mean? Wellness, of course, let me stress that wellness is overall. Because if you don't have your mind, your body, and your soul, if you don't have one of those things into correct, it's not, something's going to be lost. So what the formation was to come up with people who have been coaches, even their coaching processes and how they became coach and strategy. So there's people from the health and wellness, which you are, and that's like personal growth and development, because you got to know yourself in order when you're looking for a coach. And I think these individuals in that realm have talked about how they have transformed into who they are and how they now are helping other people to transform. We also have professional. Well, if you're a professional, as a coaching field, you got a lot of coaching hustlers out here. So we have someone who's talking about the professional development portion. And then we also have relationships, because it starts off with relationships, because you have to build relationships. And, with the finances, it's impeccable stories that you'll see. And lastly, we have the soul wellness. We have people who are, one's a pastor, and he's talking about the soul, because the soul is what's going to get you to the ending. That's what's going to take us to where we need to be or transition to. So it has to take place. So that's why this all came together. What amazing as you are one of them, one of the coaches who have contributed to this. And I thank you for allowing to say yes and allowing the vision to come forth.
And I would like to thank you for having me in this platform as well, because this is my first ever writing book, and I am quite excited about it. I know it's a chapter, but chapter is a huge thing. I've been very much encouraged by some of the writers. They are amazing people, and you are an outstanding woman. It has been an honor to meet you. We have not, because of what's going on nowadays,
Right.
we have not been able to meet in person, but the conferences that we have had, talking over the phone and all of that, and seeing you via video, I have had nothing but a wonderful experience with you, because you are not just a mastermind in putting people together, but you are such an inspirational person. And the other day when we had the meeting, and the coaches, we were all in the meeting, we were talking about why 13 people, and how is this all going to flow into something that people are going to love and want to read. So can you let us know a little bit about that? How the whole process, how is this all put together so there's a flow, and people will be engaged and interested into finishing the book?
So yeah, so when we're talking about the flow, again, we have Dr. Huntley, who has put the forward together, and she actually like gave an introduction to where it is that we're going into this time. So as I just said, with talking about the different sectors of the book, everyone has a strategy, because these coaches have lived what they're talking about.
Yes.
I mean, they've lived what they're talking about, and just to give that person that extra inch is, well, if they can do that, or if I'm someone who's searching for a coach, it's actually some tips in there which you should be looking for. So if I know that I'm looking for someone to overwhelm me with my health and wellness, well, I want to look in there and I see Milagros talking about her story, and I see Joy. Joy actually has her transformation journey in there of her weight loss and what she's continues to do now. Charlene has in there. I'm just giving little tidbits. I don't want to give it all away.
Don't
but
spoil
Charlene,
it.
yeah, just a little bit. But Charlene has in there about water. So there's different methods that she talks about, about water and replenishing. And there's one compelling story about in relationships that starts off in the beginning that is really, it's a gut wrencher to me. But I follow, as we said on the conference, I follow what the Heavenly Father tells me to do. And it never fails after every time how it all sinks in together. We may not see it now, but there's an effort of why this is it's already destined, whoever hands is supposed to be in. And that's just what I can say about, that's the authenticity of myself. It's not about me, it's about serving others, and that others will be transformed in what we have put together to become whatever, if they want to be a coach or if they want to be coached.
Yeah. So you see how amazing she is. She's a very humble person, very easy to work with. And for me being involved in this project, it was quite an amazing experience, because I am a coach and I do health and wellness as well as fashion, but she is absolutely correct where people just look for a coach just for looking for a coach. You really need to be certain of what is it that you're getting into, because sometimes what is good for me is not good for you. So you need to be very cautious when you're selecting a coach, and make sure that matches.
Right.
The personality, what you're really looking to acquire from that coach, that is also what you're really looking, that you can feel it from your inside out. And that's part of what I talk about in my chapter. Fitness is everything, but I didn't want to sit down and write about, yeah, you're supposed to work out for 30 minutes and all of that stuff. So I gave you the experience of me, how I did it, because it was not just about eating right and exercising. There are other things too that you need to do in order to stay fit, because fit is not just the way you look.
Right.
So it is very important. In this book, the inspirational people that I have met, they are amazing. And then we also have poets. So be prepared. It's an amazing book. I just can't wait to read everybody's chapters, not mine, but everybody else's chapters, to see how that congealed with my chapter. Michelle, I also have another question for you, for people that might be looking into getting to be writers. What made you decide to be a writer and inspire others to be writers?
So this is where I want to go into how it all came to play. So, so what happened was, back in 2017, actually I had been writing for years. I had just set it back on the burner and, started like that. But then I was asked, as you, to start out being a contributor to one book. And I did. And that's how it started. But then I stopped again. So in 2017, I actually was working on a 9-to-5 job. Structurally had the company that I worked for. I was the fourth face of the company. You complacent, you just temporary. You didn't think nothing was going to happen, unstoppable, right?
Yeah.
So one day I go to work after getting this company all these amazing state awards, Maryland Healthy Businesses, meeting with the senators and all that type of stuff about, health disparities, in the community. I go to work one day and I was like, it was like, oh, I need to talk to you. As of next month, your job is done away with. I'm like, what? I didn't even see it coming. I didn't see it coming because, when I'm with someone, if I'm in a relationship with someone, I'm in a relationship with someone. And that was the most hurtful, painfulest time for me at the time. But as that time flourished, it was 12 years that I had put that other stuff on the back burner, but I had to go back into opening up that started off, because that was the timing as now for me. And from 2017 on to now, it has been an amazing journey. And I always say, God allowed things to happen for a reason. And I shared it in my first book, Seize a Moment to Inspire, because that's all I want to do. That is my legacy, just to inspire. And for someone who wants to become a writer, if you have something writing, you have that gift of writing, you don't even have to be creative. I say it'll come, thoughts will come, but whatever you do, always write it down, keep it somewhere, and that there's always a moment that will come for you to share those creativeness that he has given you. So that's how my journey came into being a writer. And if you want to be a writer, again, put your thoughts down. As it says in Habakkuk 2:4, write the vision, make it plain. So we have to write it. So if you got thoughts, if you have to audio book it, whatever you need to do, use your audio, keep it stored, because trust me, there's always a perfect time and a perfect reason for things to happen that'll bring you back to life for that.
And you know what they say, when a door closes, another one opens. So that's exactly what happened to you.
Yes.
And being the amazing woman that you are, a visionary, you just moved forward and didn't look back.
Yeah. So, didn't look back. It's been an amazing journey, and even the part of opening business, with the business portion of it, because now I can consult others on, you know, the feel like if you want to become a writer, what steps are you do? Are you writing a book to make money? Because I will tell you, there's not a lot of money in making books. I'm being honest. It's how you market yourself after the books come. You know, you have more speaking engagements that may become, even though I'm not a type of person, you can have me come on a platform, I won't charge and none of that type of stuff, because that's the stuff where people get caught up in. I will say, if this, what God has for you, he has for you. It never fails, and no type of monetary money is for where he has you, because he will put people in your place or in your place where you are to be connected with. And that's just how I feel about, you know, that's what I said from the beginning. I come from very humble beginnings. I'm very humble beginnings, and you know, I don't get caught up in all that stuff. I don't get caught up, because
it's kind of interesting, because you're not the first writer, the first inspirational speaker or life coach that I have heard say that. And we surround ourselves with people that are mind-like, and that are pretty much thinkers, and they kind of like feel like us, and they have that aura of positivity. And it's like I've always said, everybody has skeletons in their closet.
Everybody.
And you cannot judge a book by its cover, because everybody's different. Everybody has different walks of life. Everybody has had different upbringings. So you have to be mindful and respectful of that. And listening to you say that, it's like, you know, you really understand where you're coming from. You really understand that doing things is not just for you. You know, that if you really want to feel good and happy about something, you are really authentically helping somebody. You know, and that's why I love the title of the book. I love the people that I, you know, collaborated with. They are humble people, amazing people, really smart people, and I could have not asked for a better group of people to work with.
I thank you again. I thank you so much for saying yes, because this is not just the first collaboration I've done. I think this is like I had a couple of series that I've done within the past couple of years. But even with the last one, which will be a year, we had one called Polished, Passionate, and Poised, Memoirs for a World Changer. We're actually having something November the 16th for Facebook Live, a year in a group. Because again, that collaboration, like you saying, Millie, this is the first for you. That one of my persons from the book, she's actually, we call each other Elizabeth and Mary. And she tells me that I'm her Elizabeth that made her babies grow. So she's actually, I'm not going to say it all, but some of the people in that were their first time authors as well. So this is like a gift. And if I have to be someone's Elizabeth, I'm here to help you through the birthing room. I am the midwife to help you birth what you want to have. And there's no cost of money to that, because I think that's what God wants us to do. I'm just not one of those type of people. And I'm not saying it doesn't cost money, but I'm not about that. And that's like, and I'm ready to tear up now, because that's another reason why this book is out, because I see so many people, and I share it in my introduction. I have been one of those first people who have been burnt by someone who I trusted as a coach, and they just dealt away, didn't finish the project. But that, for me, would hurt me so bad, because I have a love for people. And my price to that is, where does your dollar sign? So where are you trying to get your reward from? I could care less. And, I told you, I could care less about that best-selling stuff. I don't care. I don't.
I know, that was so amazing when I was hearing that. I'm like, okay.
I don't. I mean, it's okay. It's okay. We can try it. And I said that. We can try it. But what I want out of this, everything that I do, I want it to be something to change someone.
Yeah.
Substance. I'd rather have the substance than the
Yeah.
material portion of it.
I like
So
what you said that it was quite interesting because the conversation was a little heated. And I remember you saying, well, yeah, we can try that, but this book is going to be out there and it's going to help somebody and touch somebody. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is so inspirational, so nice, because you look at it at a different viewpoint. It's not,
yeah, so you got to know your motive. You got
yeah,
to know your motive behind
yeah,
it. So, you know, and I was very transparent in the beginning. On August the 8th, when I met, I said, we can try it. It doesn't matter to me if we do. I don't care about that, because what I know, what he gives me is substance. Because here's the thing, I say, from the last book collaboration, with the substance that was given, we were, if it wasn't for COVID, September, we were going to be in Grenada talking to other women
yeah,
about being polished, passionate, and poised. That's what I'm talking about when you're talking about as is a book leading up to what it's saying. The book was Polished, Passionate, and Poised, Memoirs for a World Changer. We're going across the world to change other women. So that book, that's what we're talking about, where it's substance. The same here with this, Silhouettes of Strategies from Authentic Coaches for Mind, Body, and Soul. It's going to resonate for your mind. It's going to resonate for your body. And it's going to resonate from your soul, from authentic coaches. Authentic coaches. Authentic. Why is the reason what it says about authentic? And I share that in the book. Not imaginary or fake, but the realness. So what you're getting from Silhouettes of Strategies from Authentic Coaches for Mind, Body, and Soul is you're getting the realness. And you're talking about it. People are experiencing what they have experienced as becoming a coach and their journeys as a coach.
yeah. Because in fitness, people think that, oh, in order for me to feel good, I just have to work out and release those endorphins and all of that. But yes, that's all nice and good. But you also need to work with yourself internally, because if you have a battle internally that you cannot fix, things are not going to get better. So you have to start from the inside out.
That's true.
That's one of the things that I explain in my chapter. And when people see my I call it kind of like my autobiography because it was a little bit different than most. And I have a book in the making that relates to that autobiography that I wrote in my chapter, explaining why the different names. Um, because my statement of everybody has skeletons in their closet. Yeah, everybody has skeletons in their closet. Have I have been burned not just by people that I have helped, but by my own family, my own sisters, and that is really hurtful. So the book is named Through My Views, What I See Is Not What You See. So
Congratulations. I can't
thank
wait.
you.
And
So
it's and again, this goes back to collaboration.
yeah,
It goes back to no competition, because you know what you just shared is the same thing that I've been through my walk through journey. And that's the big masterpiece that I've been working on, because I actually was given away by my adopted, well, I was adopted by my cousins.
okay,
And from a birth defect, a lot of people wouldn't even know that I had a birth defect. I had just would not know. But my biological mother, she gave me away and ended up adopting other kids and raising their kids. And I'm struggling as a single parent mother, again, no help. But, later on, it was bitterness.
yeah,
Bitterness. I
yeah,
had bitterness, but I had to forgive her. And it was so amazing back in 2010. I knew God was trying to deal with relationship. That's where we talk about relationships,
yeah,
because I didn't really want to have anything to do with it. I'm like, she didn't raise me, blah, blah, blah.
yeah,
We would see each other, we would do things, but the last 3 years, it was like we bonded so much better. But then that was a perfect time because in 2010, she died from pancreatic cancer on Christmas Eve. But
Yeah.
guess who had to be the one to bury her?
Yeah.
The one that she gave away.
Yeah, you were going through a healing process with her.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you didn't even know it, but you had to forgive yourself before forgiving her. And
Yep.
that situation allowed the two of you to be able to do that.
Yep.
So which is what's going to happen when people start reading this book of inspirational, authentic inspirational coaches. You will hear all of these different stories and people that will relate to the stories as well. So it's quite interesting. So Michelle, we're gonna cut it for today, and I am just looking forward to everything else that is going to come forward. And thank you for being in my show today. Looking forward and working with you in the future. And everybody, see you later. Ciao, ciao. Love you much. Bye bye.